The South African Weather Service issuing a warning of a heat wave that will affect parts of the Western Cape this weekend. The mercury expected to go over 40 degrees this weekend. Joining us now for a sense of what on earth is happening is the South African Weather Service forecaster, Mbavhalelo Maliage, who joins us via our telephone line. Thanks very much indeed for making time. I mean, it's astounding, isn't it? Or perhaps it's not. You'll tell us. On the one hand, we have parts of the country that are dealing with floods. Now we're told about a heat wave in the Western Cape. In layman's terms, how do we explain this?
Well, firstly, good morning and good morning to your viewers. What we need to understand also is that the Western Cape is a winter rainfall region. So the Western Cape normally gets its majority of its rain and its flooding in the winter season when the interior is clear and sunny throughout winter. Now it's the interior's time for it to get a lot of the flood and a lot of the rainfall, whereas the Western Cape doesn't get much of rain during this summer season. So what they get now is all the heat that we're seeing that's happening in the region.
Yeah, and what affects how long this lasts? Because we're told this is just going to be this weekend?
Yes, so we have a system called an upper air high pressure that's situated over the southern parts of the country, and so long as that system is sitting there and basically kind of putting a blanket over any development of any rainfall over the area, that will determine how long the heat wave stays or the heat wave affects the Western Cape. As soon as that system begins to move and another system begins to affect the area, may bring along cooler conditions. So yeah, basically it depends on how long the system stays over the area.
Yeah, I think appreciate the fact that the Western Cape will receive its rains in the winter season, but do we expect temperatures in summer to reach as high as 44 degrees in some regions?
Well, it's really difficult to tell because obviously the forecasting period is normally up to 7 days, but it is likely for some regions, especially we normally see it in the low-fault regions of the Mpumalanga and Limpopo low-fault regions, and also going into parts of the Northern Cape and also the northwest provinces. They normally get very high temperatures in the summer region. Before the rainfall comes, before the cooling of the rainfall, temperatures can reach the low 30s into the early 40s. We have already seen very hot temperatures in the low-fault region of the Limpopo province and also into the low-fault region of the Mpumalanga province. So it is likely for it to happen. It's just very difficult for us to determine when exactly it's going to happen.
You've preempted my next question. I was about to ask, this is the first time we're seeing this take place, at least for this year. I guess it's too early to tell whether or not we'll be back at this position for the rest of the year.
It is very early. It is very, very early to tell whether or not we will get the same system and hot temperatures will persist like this. So, yeah, it's easy to say now because it's like 22 days into the year. But I think also for this summer season, I think this is the hottest that we've seen the Western Cape widespread heat like this over the entire Western Cape region. Normally we'd expect it along the West Coast region, but widespread over the interior and basically most of the Western Cape being this hot. I think it will be one of the first few times we've seen it for the summer season.
Yeah. What is also interesting, of course, is that for the first time in quite some time, dare I say, even we here in Johannesburg are enjoying some sunshine. Perhaps not today, but there's certainly a forecast of that for the week ahead. Is that also just short-lived joy, or can we expect those kind of conditions to last too?
So for us here in Gauteng, it's not short-lived. We are having these kind of conditions persisting into the rest of next week, and we are possibly seeing some thunderstorms then developing on Friday. So we are getting a bit of a break. I don't know. It depends on who you are because I don't mind the rain, but it honestly does depend on who you are. But we are getting some rainfall coming back then on Friday.
Yeah, speak only for yourself. But nonetheless, I guess we'll take what we receive. Thank you so much for making time to chat to us. Really do appreciate it. Mbavhalelo Maliage is a forecaster with the South African Weather Service. Once again, thanks very much indeed.